She laughed at her old friend selling roasted plantain. But life had other plans. They laughed together, cried together, shared everything, until success separated them. But when they met again, pride spoke louder than friendship, until karma spoke louder than pride. What would you do if the one person who once called you sister now looks at you like dirt? This is the heartbreaking story of two friends, one blinded by pride, the other lifted by grace. And how the tables turned in a way no one saw coming. She was her best friend in school, but years later, when she found her selling roasted plantain by the roadside, what she did broke her heart. But life didn't end there. What happened next? You need to see it to believe it. In the peaceful village of Umuchukwu, two girls, Eberenna and Amara, were like twins born to different mothers. Wherever you saw one, the other was never far behind. They were the David and Jonathan of their time, inseparable, loyal, and full of youthful dreams. Eberenna, with her silky hair and polished shoes, came from a wealthy family. She never lacked anything. Her school bag was always filled with new books, lunch, and sometimes, gifts for Amara. Amara, on the other hand, wore her faded uniform with pride. Her shoes were old, but her heart was rich in kindness. Her parents were poor but honest farmers who taught her resilience and contentment. After school each day, they waited for each other at the school gate and walked home hand in hand. Anyone who messed with one had to face the other. The villagers admired them deeply. But life, as it often does, changed course. After high school, Eberenna's family moved to Port Harcourt, where she eventually got admitted to study food science at the university. Amara stood at the dusty bus stop and waved goodbye, unsure if their paths would ever cross again. Amara's family couldn't afford her fees immediately, so she stayed back, helping her mother in the market and assisting her father on the farm. But Amara never gave up. 2 years later, she secured admission to study business management and managed to finish with lots of struggle, hustling, teaching kids, selling fruit, even learning how to fry a kara just to survive. But when no job came after her degree, Amara did what most people would never do with a certificate. She began selling roasted plantain and fish, locally called bolai, by the roadside in Port Harcourt. She turned a charcoal grill into her office. She seasoned her fish like a chef. Her customers loved her humility, her smile, her delicious roasted plantain and fish. She was doing well, maybe not with gold chains and heels, but with dignity. Eberenna was rushing to a business meeting that could change her life forever. Her car pulled up beside the road. She was hungry and told her driver to buy roasted plantain. But something caught her eye. The seller looked familiar. Amara looked up and froze. "Eberenna," she called out, eyes wide, wiping her hands on her apron. Eberenna stared at her for a moment, then her face changed. She stepped back. "Oh my God. Amara? Is this what you do now?" she said, scrunching her nose like she smelled smoke. Amara smiled and tried to hug her old friend. "It's me, Amara. I've missed you." But Eberenna leaned away. "Please, my dress is white. Don't stain it. I have an important meeting." She climbed into her car and drove off. Amara stood there, blinking back tears. Not from shame, but from the pain of being treated like a nobody by someone who once called her best friend. 3 months later, Eberenna walked into a large conference room for a new business pitch. It was a multi-million naira catering contract with a popular food chain expanding across the South. She adjusted her suit, entered the boardroom, and froze. At the head of the table sat the new partner and managing director, a young woman, well-dressed, bold, and very familiar. It was Amara. Amara's bowl business had gone viral after a popular food vlogger tasted her fish and made a video. Investors picked interest. With her business degree and hands-on experience, she created a brand that was now the fastest-growing local food franchise in Port Harcourt. Eberenna's voice cracked. "Amara." Amara smiled, calmly. "Yes. Eberenna. We meet again." The room fell silent. In front of the same people Eberenna had bragged to, she now had to answer to the girl she once looked down on. Amara didn't mock her. She was kind. She offered her a seat, allowed her present her proposal, and even gave her a small role in the business, but the lesson was taught. Moral of the story: never look down on anyone because of where life placed them temporarily. Life has a way of turning tables, and those who wear aprons today may wear suits tomorrow. What would you have done if you were in Amara's shoes? Would you have forgiven Eberenna? Drop your answer in the comments section. Thanks for sticking with us till now. We value and appreciate your support.